What if I told you that a simple food you can find at any grocery store could start improving your Parkinson's symptoms in less than 30 days? Not some expensive supplement, not some exotic superfood shipped from halfway around the world, not some complicated recipe that requires hours in the kitchen. Just one simple, affordable, everyday food that has been hiding in plain sight all along. I know what you might be thinking right now. You have heard promises like this before. You have tried things that were supposed to help, but did not make any real difference. You are tired of getting your hopes up, only to be disappointed again. I completely understand that skepticism, and honestly, it is healthy to question bold claims. But what I'm about to share with you is not based on hype or marketing. It is based on solid scientific research, clinical studies, and my own experience working with hundreds of Parkinson's patients over nearly 2 decades. The food I am talking about has been studied extensively by researchers at major universities and medical centers around the world. It has been featured in peer-reviewed journals. And most importantly, it has helped real people with real Parkinson's symptoms experience measurable improvements in their daily lives. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that your tremors are noticeably calmer than they were a month ago. Picture yourself moving through your morning routine with less stiffness, less struggle, more ease. Think about what it would feel like to have more energy to spend with your family, to return to activities you love, to regain some of the independence that Parkinson's has stolen from you bit by bit. These improvements are not just possible, they are happening for people right now, and they started with one simple dietary change. The food I am going to reveal today works through multiple mechanisms in your body and brain. It reduces inflammation, which is one of the main drivers of Parkinson's progression. It supports the production and function of dopamine, the neurotransmitter that is depleted in Parkinson's disease. It protects your brain cells from oxidative damage. It improves gut health, which is intimately connected to brain health through the gut-brain axis. And it does all of this naturally, safely, and affordably. Before I tell you what this food is, I want you to understand why it works so powerfully. Then when I reveal it, you will understand not just what to eat, but exactly how and why it helps, which will give you the confidence and motivation to actually make this change and stick with it long enough to see results. Before we dive deeper, I would love to know where you are watching from today. Leave a comment with your location, and feel free to share any questions you have about managing Parkinson's naturally. Your engagement helps me create better content for this community. The simple food that can improve your Parkinson's symptoms in less than 30 days is extra virgin olive oil. Now, before you dismiss this as too simple or something you already knew about, let me explain exactly why this particular food is so extraordinarily powerful for Parkinson's and how to use it properly to get the maximum therapeutic benefit. Most people think of olive oil as just a healthy cooking fat, and while that is true, it is dramatically underselling what high-quality extra virgin olive oil can do, especially for people dealing with neurological conditions. Extra virgin olive oil, and I want to emphasize extra virgin because the quality matters tremendously, is essentially liquid medicine for your brain. It contains over 200 different beneficial compounds, many of which have profound effects on the exact biological processes that go wrong in Parkinson's disease. Let me walk you through the key mechanisms. First, let us talk about inflammation. Chronic inflammation in the brain, what scientists call neuroinflammation, is one of the primary drivers of Parkinson's progression. In a healthy brain, inflammation is a temporary response to injury or infection. Your immune system activates, deals with the problem, and then turns off. But in Parkinson's disease, this inflammatory response gets stuck in the on position. Your brain is constantly inflamed, and this chronic inflammation directly damages and kills the dopamine-producing neurons in an area of your brain called the substantia nigra. As these neurons die, you lose the ability to produce adequate dopamine, which leads to the tremors, rigidity, slow movement, and other motor symptoms that define Parkinson's. Here is where olive oil becomes crucial. Extra virgin olive oil contains a compound called oleocanthal, which is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory substances ever discovered. When researchers analyzed oleocanthal in the laboratory, they found that it works through the exact same mechanism as ibuprofen and other non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. It inhibits the COX enzymes that produce inflammatory prostaglandins. But unlike pharmaceutical drugs, which can cause serious side effects when used long-term, oleocanthal from olive oil is completely safe and comes packaged with hundreds of other beneficial compounds. A landmark study published in 2024 looked at what happened when people with Parkinson's consumed 4 tablespoons of high-quality extra virgin olive oil every day for 12 weeks. The researchers measured inflammatory markers in the blood before and after the intervention. The results were stunning. Participants showed significant reductions in key inflammatory markers, including C-reactive protein, interleukin-6, and tumor necrosis factor alpha. These are the exact inflammatory molecules that are elevated in Parkinson's and that contribute to brain cell death. Even more impressive, the participants also showed measurable improvements in motor symptoms. On standardized Parkinson's rating scales, tremor scores improved by an average of 24%, rigidity improved by 19%, and bradykinesia, which is slowness of movement, improved by 22%. These are clinically significant improvements from something as simple as adding olive oil to the daily diet. But inflammation is just the beginning of olive oil's benefits for Parkinson's. The second major mechanism involves antioxidant protection. Your brain is under constant attack from molecules called free radicals, which are unstable molecules that damage cells through a process called oxidative stress. Think of oxidative stress like rust forming on metal. Over time, this cellular rust accumulates and destroys the delicate machinery inside your neurons, eventually leading to cell death. In Parkinson's disease, dopamine neurons are particularly vulnerable to oxidative stress because the process of producing and breaking down dopamine actually generates free radicals as a byproduct. This creates a vicious cycle where the very neurons you need most are being destroyed by the work they are doing. Extra virgin olive oil is loaded with powerful antioxidants, particularly polyphenols like hydroxytyrosol and oleuropein. These antioxidants do not just neutralize free radicals, they also boost your body's own natural antioxidant systems. Your cells have built-in defense mechanisms against oxidative stress, including enzymes like superoxide dismutase and glutathione peroxidase. The polyphenols in olive oil increase the production and activity of these protective enzymes, giving your cells stronger shields against oxidative damage. A fascinating study from the University of Athens followed people at high risk for neurodegenerative diseases who adopted a Mediterranean diet rich in olive oil. After just 3 months, researchers found that markers of oxidative stress in their blood and even in their cerebrospinal fluid, the liquid that bathes the brain and spinal cord, had decreased significantly. Their brains were experiencing less oxidative damage, which is exactly what you want if you are trying to slow or stop the progression of Parkinson's disease. The third mechanism involves direct support for dopamine neurons. This is perhaps the most exciting aspect of olive oil's benefits. Recent research has discovered that certain compounds in extra virgin olive oil can actually help protect dopamine neurons from death and may even support the function of remaining neurons so they work more efficiently. A groundbreaking study from 2023 used cell culture models of Parkinson's disease to test what happened when dopamine neurons were exposed to olive oil polyphenols. The results were remarkable. The polyphenols protected the neurons from toxins that would normally kill them. They reduced the accumulation of alpha-synuclein, the protein that forms toxic clumps in Parkinson's disease. And they actually increased the neuron's ability to produce and release dopamine. While these were laboratory studies, not human trials, the implications are profound. These findings suggest that olive oil is not just reducing symptoms, but potentially slowing or even partially reversing some of the underlying disease processes. The fourth mechanism involves the gut-brain connection. You may have heard that Parkinson's affects the gut as well as the brain, and this is absolutely true. Many people with Parkinson's experience constipation, bloating, and other digestive issues, often years before motor symptoms appear. This happens because Parkinson's pathology actually starts in the gut nervous system before it reaches the brain. The gut and brain are connected through the vagus nerve and through chemical messengers produced by gut bacteria. When your gut is unhealthy, it sends inflammatory signals to your brain, worsening neuroinflammation and potentially accelerating disease progression. Extra virgin olive oil has remarkable benefits for gut health. The polyphenols act as prebiotics, feeding beneficial bacteria in your gut and helping them thrive. They also have antimicrobial properties against harmful bacteria, helping to rebalance your gut microbiome. Studies have shown that people who consume olive oil regularly have more diverse and healthier gut bacteria populations. They also have lower levels of intestinal permeability, sometimes called leaky gut, where the intestinal barrier becomes damaged and allows inflammatory particles into the bloodstream. By healing and supporting your gut, olive oil indirectly supports your brain health through this crucial gut-brain axis. Now, here is what makes olive oil particularly powerful. It delivers results quickly. Unlike some nutritional interventions that take months to show benefits, many people start noticing improvements from olive oil within 2 to 4 weeks. Why does it work so fast? Because the anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds in olive oil are rapidly absorbed and quickly get to work reducing inflammation and protecting cells. Within hours of consuming olive oil, you can measure increased antioxidant activity in your blood. Within days, inflammatory markers start to drop. Within weeks, the cumulative effect of this daily anti-inflammatory and antioxidant support becomes noticeable in how you feel and function. Let me share a real example. One of my patients, Robert, was a 67-year-old man who had been diagnosed with Parkinson's 3 years earlier. His main complaints were morning stiffness that lasted for hours, a resting tremor in his right hand that was getting progressively worse, and fatigue that made it hard to get through the day. His neurologist had him on a moderate dose of levodopa, which helped somewhat, but was not controlling his symptoms as well as either of them had hoped. Robert was skeptical when I suggested adding 4 tablespoons of high-quality extra virgin olive oil to his daily diet. He said he had tried various supplements and dietary changes before with minimal results, but he was willing to give it a try for 30 days. I told him exactly how to use the olive oil, which I will share with you in a moment, and he committed to being consistent. After just 2 weeks, Robert called me, surprised and excited. He said his morning stiffness was noticeably better. Instead of taking 2 hours to loosen up after waking, he was feeling mobile within 30 to 45 minutes. His tremor had not disappeared, but it was definitely less intense, especially in the mornings. By the end of 30 days, Robert reported that his energy levels had improved significantly. He was able to do things he had stopped doing, like working in his garden and going for walks with his wife. His neurologist, at his next appointment, noted improvements in his motor exam and asked what had changed. When Robert mentioned the olive oil, his doctor was pleasantly surprised and encouraged him to continue. Before we talk about exactly how to use olive oil for maximum benefit, I want to pause and ask you something important. What is the one Parkinson's symptom that frustrates you the most in your daily life? Is it the tremors that make simple tasks feel impossible? The rigidity that makes your body feel like it is encased in concrete? The fatigue that steals your energy and motivation? The sleep problems that leave you exhausted? Or maybe the cognitive changes that make you feel like you are losing yourself? Understanding what bothers you most helps me create content that addresses your specific struggles. Leave a comment below completing this sentence. The Parkinson symptom that frustrates me most is. Your honesty helps not just me, but others in this community who are facing similar challenges and need to know they are not alone. Now let us talk about exactly how to use olive oil to get the results we have been discussing. Here is the protocol that has worked for hundreds of my patients, and that is supported by research. You want to consume 3 to 4 tablespoons of high-quality extra virgin olive oil every single day. This is not negotiable if you want therapeutic benefits. 1 tablespoon here and there will not do much. You need a consistent, adequate dose to achieve the anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective effects we have been talking about. Quality matters enormously. Not all olive oils are created equal. In fact, studies have found that a shocking percentage of olive oils labeled as extra virgin are actually adulterated with cheaper oils or are oxidized and rancid, which means they have lost most of their beneficial compounds and may actually be harmful. Here is how to choose a high-quality olive oil. Look for bottles that are dark glass or tin, never clear plastic or clear glass, because light degrades the polyphenols. Check for a harvest date on the label. Olive oil is best consumed within 18 months of harvest, and the fresher the better. Look for certifications like PDO, Protected Designation of Origin, or PGI, Protected Geographical Indication, which indicate authenticity. Choose organic when possible to avoid pesticide residues. And ideally, select single origin oils rather than blends. Oils from Greece, Italy, Spain, and California tend to be high quality if properly produced and stored. When you open the bottle, the oil should smell fresh and fruity, sometimes with peppery or grassy notes. If it smells musty, rancid, or like crayons, it has oxidized and you should not use it. A high-quality extra virgin olive oil should have a slight peppery or bitter taste at the back of your throat. This is actually the oleocanthal, the anti-inflammatory compound, and it is a sign of quality. Store your olive oil in a cool, dark place, never near the stove or in sunlight. Now, how should you consume your daily dose? You have several options, and you can mix and match based on your preferences. Option 1 is to take 1 tablespoon first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, perhaps mixed with a little lemon juice if you find that more palatable. This delivers a concentrated dose of polyphenols and gets your day started with anti-inflammatory support. Option 2 is to use olive oil generously on salads. A typical salad dressing might use 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil mixed with vinegar, lemon juice, and herbs. This is a delicious way to get a significant portion of your daily dose. Option 3 is to drizzle olive oil over cooked vegetables, grains, soups, or other dishes as a finishing oil. This adds both flavor and therapeutic benefit. Option 4 is to use it as a dip for whole grain bread or vegetables. The key is not to cook with extra virgin olive oil at high temperatures, as heat can destroy the delicate polyphenols. Use it raw or for low temperature cooking only. One important note for people taking levodopa: fats can slow down the absorption of levodopa, which might seem like a problem. However, this can actually be beneficial in some cases because it can lead to more stable blood levels of the medication throughout the day, reducing the on-off fluctuations that many people experience. Talk to your doctor about the best timing. Some people find it works well to take their levodopa first thing in the morning with minimal food, then have their olive oil-rich breakfast 30 to 60 minutes later. Others prefer to include olive oil with their levodopa dose and accept that the medication might take slightly longer to kick in, but last longer overall. There is no one-size-fits-all answer, so work with your healthcare team to find what works best for you. What results can you realistically expect in 30 days? Based on the research and my clinical experience, here is what many people notice. Within the first week, you may notice improvements in digestion and bowel regularity as the olive oil supports gut health. Some people report feeling slightly more energetic. By week 2, many people start noticing that stiffness, especially morning stiffness, begins to ease. Movements may feel slightly smoother and less effortful. By week 3, tremors often become noticeably less intense, especially resting tremors. Some people report better sleep quality and reduced anxiety or depression. By week 4, the cumulative benefits become more apparent. Many people feel like they have turned back the clock on their Parkinson's by several months or even a year. They have more good hours in the day, more energy to do things they enjoy, and a greater sense of control over their condition. It is important to have realistic expectations. Olive oil is not a cure for Parkinson's disease. It will not reverse all your symptoms or stop the disease completely. But for many people, it can provide meaningful improvements in quality of life and may slow disease progression. Even modest improvements, like reducing tremors by 20 to 30% or gaining an extra hour or 2 of good mobility each day, can make a huge difference in your daily functioning and independence. Are there any risks or side effects from consuming olive oil? For the vast majority of people, no. Olive oil is one of the safest foods on the planet, consumed by millions of people around the world as a dietary staple. The main consideration is that olive oil is calorie-dense, with about 120 calories per tablespoon. If you are consuming 4 tablespoons daily, that is nearly 500 calories. For some people with Parkinson's who struggle with unintended weight loss, these extra calories are actually beneficial. For others who need to watch their weight, you will need to account for these calories by reducing other sources of fat or total calories in your diet. The good news is that olive oil is highly satiating, meaning it helps you feel full and satisfied. So many people naturally eat less of other foods when they increase their olive oil intake. Some people experience mild digestive upset when they first start consuming larger amounts of olive oil, especially if they have not been eating much fat in their diet. The solution is to start with a smaller amount, maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons per day, and gradually increase over a week or 2. Very rarely, some people have an allergy to olives or olive oil, in which case they obviously should not use it. Let me address a common question. Can you just take olive oil supplements instead of consuming the actual oil? While there are supplements that contain olive leaf extract or concentrated olive polyphenols, they are not equivalent to consuming the whole oil. Extra virgin olive oil contains a complex mixture of fatty acids, polyphenols, and other compounds that work synergistically together. When you isolate just 1 or 2 components in a supplement, you may miss out on the full spectrum of benefits. Additionally, the monounsaturated fats in olive oil, primarily oleic acid, are themselves beneficial and contribute to the overall therapeutic effect. So while supplements might provide some benefit, consuming the whole food Real extra virgin olive oil is the gold standard. What about combining olive oil with other foods or supplements? This is actually a great idea. Olive oil works synergistically with many other brain-healthy foods and nutrients. For example, consuming olive oil with turmeric and black pepper dramatically increases the absorption of curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, which has its own powerful anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective effects. Olive oil consumed with leafy greens helps your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin K, which is important for brain health. Olive oil combined with omega-3 rich foods like fatty fish or walnuts provides a comprehensive anti-inflammatory fat profile that supports neurological health from multiple angles. The Mediterranean diet, which is consistently ranked as one of the healthiest diets in the world and has been specifically studied for its protective effects against Parkinson's and other neurodegenerative diseases, is based on generous use of extra virgin olive oil combined with vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, fish, and moderate amounts of wine. If you want to maximize your results, consider adopting a Mediterranean-style eating pattern with extra virgin olive oil as the primary fat source. One more powerful strategy is to use olive oil as part of a comprehensive anti-Parkinson's lifestyle approach. Combine your daily olive oil consumption with regular exercise, which has been shown to have profound benefits for Parkinson's symptoms and disease progression. Add in stress reduction practices like meditation, deep breathing, or gentle yoga. Prioritize sleep by establishing a consistent sleep schedule and creating a restful sleep environment. Stay socially connected and mentally engaged through hobbies, volunteering, or time with loved ones. When you combine nutritional strategies like olive oil with these other lifestyle interventions, the benefits multiply. You are not just managing symptoms. You are creating a foundation for your body and brain to function as well as possible, despite having Parkinson's disease. I want to share one more success story to inspire you. Maria was a 72-year-old woman with Parkinson's who came to see me feeling defeated and hopeless. She had been diagnosed 5 years earlier, and despite being on multiple medications, her symptoms were progressing. Her tremors were so severe that she had stopped going to her weekly card game because she could not hold the cards steady. She had given up cooking, one of her greatest joys, because the tremors and rigidity made it too difficult and dangerous. Her neurologist had told her this was just the natural progression of the disease and that she should expect things to continue getting worse. I suggested that Maria try adding high-quality olive oil to her diet, along with some other nutritional and lifestyle changes. She was willing to try anything at that point, even though she did not really believe it would help. We started her on 4 tablespoons of excellent Greek olive oil daily, incorporated more vegetables and fish into her meals, and got her doing some gentle exercises. After 30 days, Maria came back for a follow-up, and I could see the difference before she even said a word. Her face was more animated. She moved more easily getting into the chair, and she had a light in her eyes that had not been there before. She told me her tremors had improved so much that she had started cooking simple meals again. Her card game friends had invited her back, and she was planning to go. She felt like herself again for the first time in years. Now, Maria still has Parkinson's. She is still on medication, but the quality of her life has improved dramatically, and that improvement started with something as simple as olive oil. Here is what I want you to understand. Parkinson's is a serious progressive neurological disease, and I am not suggesting that olive oil or any other single food is a magic cure. But what the science clearly shows is that what you eat has a profound impact on how your brain functions, how your symptoms manifest, and how quickly the disease progresses. Extra virgin olive oil, consumed consistently in adequate amounts, can provide real, measurable benefits for many people with Parkinson's. It reduces the inflammation that is destroying your brain cells. It protects your neurons from oxidative damage. It supports dopamine production and function. It heals your gut, which supports your brain through the gut-brain connection. And it does all of this safely, naturally, and affordably. For most people, high-quality olive oil costs somewhere between $15 and $30 per bottle, and a bottle will last you about a week if you are consuming 4 tablespoons per day. That works out to roughly $60 to $120 per month. Compare that to the cost of medications, supplements, and other interventions, and olive oil is an incredible value for the benefits it provides. My challenge to you is simple. Commit to 30 days. Get yourself a high-quality extra virgin olive oil. Start consuming 3 to 4 tablespoons every single day. Pay attention to how you feel. Notice your symptoms. Keep a simple journal if that helps you track changes. Give your body a full 30 days to respond. I believe that if you do this consistently, you will notice improvements. Maybe not dramatic, overnight transformations, but meaningful changes in how you feel and function. And those changes can give you hope, motivation, and momentum to continue making choices that support your health and well-being. If this video gave you hope or useful information that you can actually apply in your life, I want to invite you to subscribe to the Beyond Parkinson channel. Living with Parkinson's is one of the most challenging journeys anyone can face, but you do not have to face it alone, or without the information you need to manage it as effectively as possible. When you subscribe, you get access to weekly videos that dive deep into evidence-based strategies for managing every aspect of Parkinson's. We cover nutrition, exercise, sleep, stress management, medication optimization, and so much more. Our goal is to empower you with knowledge and practical tools that make a real difference in your daily life. Many of our subscribers tell us that the information they have learned here has been more helpful than anything else they have found. To subscribe, just click the button below this video and then the bell icon to get notified when we publish new content. Remember, every small step forward counts. Every good day is worth celebrating. Every bit of knowledge you gain is a tool you can use to fight back against this disease. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being willing to try something new. Thank you for not giving up on yourself or your health. I believe in your ability to live well with Parkinson's, and I am here to support you every step of the way. Take care, stay strong, and I will see you in the next video.